You have to remember to look at people's actions. When somebody is showing you time and time again they hate you, and they try to do little things to try to throw you off their trail or throw other people who could be watching off their trail so they can continue to do the things they're doing to you, to attack you, but they try to attack you indirectly and try to keep it cool. You know, this world has many faces and many ways that you can be infiltrated, attacked, and betrayed. You see, I think it was Ernst Röhm, and he was a Nazi party leader, like one of the original, Nazi party leaders. And Adolf Hitler pretty much had to get rid of him because he had a lot of power and sway. And it's very interesting throughout history how you see individuals in positions of power, influence, in certain positions, and how they got those positions. It wasn't by, the traditional way they tell everybody else. These people were in uniquely designated positions. It's interesting to see how people could simultaneously hate you and kick you down when you're down and out and have no mercy, no sympathy, no empathy, and hate you. Then simultaneously try to act like they're cool with you, but deep down inside they cannot stand you. And you didn't do nothing to these people. But this is a lesson learned for all you youngsters. Make sure when you're young, you don't let any emotions get in your way. You don't let depression get in the way. You don't let people telling you what you can and cannot do get in the way. You make sure you accomplish your dreams. I want you guys who are listening that are young and good and healthy mind, but you may be facing some type of emotional turmoil. Try your best to have a strong mind, have determination, and have the motivation to go out there and accomplish your dreams, point blank period, because you only get one life. And when you're in a certain situation, you're in a certain predicament, and you don't really have any type of true, honest help. Everybody is trying to destroy you and decimate you, but then act like they're not, So you're playing this game of hot, cold, but just stay focused. That's what I'm doing. Currently in search of economic stabilization. Still making videos here and there. And still working on beats. Still doing a little writing. But people's actions speak louder than any type of thing they do to try to cover them. You see, when a hunter goes out into the forest, he has to blend in with this environment for the most part. He has to be silent. He has to sit in a deer stand. He has to wait for his prey to come up, and then he takes a shot with his rifle through the scope. Some people like to bow hunt. Some people like to, sneak up on their prey with a bow and arrow. But this world is just built on lies and deception. It's crazy how you have a nation, that has the people and the populace being poisoned by the food we eat, the chemical compositions in the food we eat, some of the medicine, some of the medicine, some of the side effects is worse than the damn disease, and it's horrible, right? And it just seems like everything's hostile. It feels like we're aliens in an alien world, if that makes sense. It seems like humans or certain people are from another planet and we're placed here, and everything's just hostile. You live in an oppressive governmental system with different types of structures and layers, all there to destroy you. You don't have the right type of support system in your life. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to them earlier, and they were just telling me, bro, if you had a team of people that was actually in the industry, I guarantee you'll be able to get to a certain position economically, and you won't have to worry about going from place to place, getting kicked out here, and going place to place, And I understood that. But, there's just one person I knew in high school. I was just watching his music video earlier, and he's a rapper, I said his name on my channel a couple of times, but I won't say it now. I'll be vague. But we went to high school together. We played football together. I was at his first music video shoot, you know. I used to go to his house all the time, record my little early stuff that's no longer on the internet. Well, I think it's on one YouTube channel, but I forgot the password to that channel. That's a YouTube account that nobody really knows about. You know, not even the trolls that go and try to find my YouTube channels and shit like that. They will never find that one, you know. But it sucks to not have a team in this world, a true team, you know. And it sucks that right now there's people listening to my videos that I really don't want them to, but they're going to do it anyway because, hey, but cool, you know. There's nothing I can do about that, right? But these videos are just, like I said, venting. But I was just watching something earlier about how they're talking about a ceasefire in Israel or something like that. And I thought that was interesting because we know the Jays are very warlike people. You know, they like to blame everybody else. They blame the that thing that happened in history in World War II that starts with an H. You know, they blame that on, you know, the Führer. And it was like, do you guys know that the Führer was put in position by very rich Jays? You know, if you look through the history, if you look how a person that got into power by speaking, just speaking his mind, speaking his voice, you know, of course he got into power and did evil things, but what the Führer did is no different than what George Washington did. Did you know George Washington was called the village burner by Native Americans? Because what he would do is he would wait till like the men and like will go out to like hunting, or they go out to war with like some of his like other like a distraction, like army or distraction troops. And then he would go to these villages where there's women and children. He would burn them to the ground, and he would, you know, neutralize the women, children, and the elderly, and sometimes take some of the women in for promiscuous activities. You know, let's just put it that way. And it's horrible. It's horrid. But yet we don't look at George Washington the same we look at the Führer. You see, history is written by the victors, you know, and it's also written in the blood of the slain. I repeat that. History is written by the victors, and is written by the blood of the slain as well. You know, history is written by the victors and written with the blood of the slain, which means the defeated, those who lost the war. If the Führer would have if Adolf Hitler would have won World War II, the world probably would look like Wolfenstein, you know, honestly. But we have to understand in this world, man, that you're going to face a lot of adversity. You're not going to be shown any mercy. You think people that are supposed to be there's no point even going there, right? But you think that people would learn that the government and everything is not telling you the truth, right? But you see millions and millions of people every year go out to vote. And you see every year the world gets harder. Inflation starts to rise and things of that nature, you know? I learned very hard in this world that sometimes following your dreams without a team will not really lead to a thing. You know, you may get people showing love here and there, but it's still not the same as actually really making it. You know, back in the days, they used to have these apprenticeships where you be somebody's apprentice for a while, like a blacksmith or something like that. And they'll show you how to do certain things, and you'll be under that person. And you'll learn certain things, you'll do certain things, and you'll learn the position, and then you'll take the position. It's like being raised as an emperor, being raised as a prince. Your father or your grandfather or whoever's going to teach you, or retainers, whoever's going to teach you how to rule, you know. In this world, so many, especially the young, the Gen Z, a lot of them are lost and isolated. A lot of them are devastated. No direction in this world, because this world, it seems like the world wants to confuse you, wants to abuse you, wants to destroy you, wants to toy with you. And when you're already facing demonic battles or forces inside your mind, and you got random people online who just fucked your whole life up, all because you just went on the internet and started talking, and these people get obsessed with you. And they don't know, well, they know the damage they've done. And then now they want to try to hide and try to act like, oh, you know, I didn't do that. And it's like, I can't stand people like that. Just keep it 100. If you don't like me, if you don't fuck with me, just keep your distance and I'll keep mine. Don't bother me and I won't bother you. Because some people like to make it look like when they attack you and do things to you, they don't want to look like they're the bad guys, because, but it's fine. Sometimes the soul needs a cleansing. Sometimes you got to go through insane pain and go through a lot of trauma and drama in your life. Then you'll get that victory. But it's going to be hard. I mean, Julius Caesar fought countless battles. Alexander the Great fought countless battles that were hard fought battles and hard won battles. They had grit. They had determination. They had strength. They had endurance. They had all of these things that made them into great, powerful men and leaders. But yeah, it's interesting, man, how life can change. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were talking about how, they're going through certain things in their life, and, they just feel like, they feel stuck, they feel trapped, and I understand that. But I was telling this person, you have a certain little place or a certain little base where you can create in your space. So you can do that. You don't have, people that hate you, around, and you're not going through being homeless. You can there's an advantage to that. Did you think 3 years ago in 2020, like, what was it? My mind's so messed up. I never thought in 2020 when the vaxi with a Krabby Patty came that I would be homeless 5 years later with nothing, no one, and just trapped. I have talent, but I have nobody who can see it and realize it. And I have to just build that up myself. So I'm going to have to get economic stabilization, get my own housing, how I can get it, and still work on my dreams and ambitions. And the same people that hate me are going to be watching my channel this whole time. Once they find your channel, they're going to keep on watching you. They're not going to just not watch you. But the difference will be, I'm not going to be in the same vicinity feeling that same energy. When somebody's real with you. You tell somebody, oh, thank you, or whatever, and they don't say nothing back. There's, and just little things like that you notice and pick up, and other little things. But this world is not what it seems. The government is not what it seems. Oppression is not what it seems. What I mean by that is, like, it's a silent oppression. There's people are feeling it. People are losing their minds. They're hating their lives. And it's all because of how the system's set up. The system is set up for you to not really enjoy your life. Imagine if you had $1 million right now, what would you do? How ecstatic you would be, how happy you would be, being able to buy anything you want, being able to do anything you want at any time you want, having that love, you can feel love, people's actions say more than deeds that they do to try to cover up the fucked up shit they've done to you, And then the people that doxed me, people like, yeah, I'm talking about that. These people fucked my life up. And these people wouldn't try to impersonate me, send my mom videos and send this, doing all this weird shit. Like, what made you do that? Right? And now I ain't got no place to lay my head, I don't know where I'm going to be at. And there's people that are relishing in that fact. They love that. You got people in different states, who who plotting. It's weird, man. But I'm going to finish up beating Far Cry 6, and my focus is on economic stabilization. I'm not going to let nobody who truly hates me with a passion, and people online who hate me with a passion, I don't know what I did to these people. Like, tell me, what did I do to you? Tell me, why do you not like me? What is it about me that you just absolutely just can't stand my presence? But if I was a multi-millionaire, if I was a famous rapper, there'll be this fake love. Now I understand, and I'm glad that this happened. If I ever become successful in life, if I ever become a multi-millionaire, if my rapping really does take off, if my beats do take off, I'm going to remember all the things people put me through. Even though they'll lie and say that they didn't do it, I know it. I've been taking notes as they've been taking notes on me. The people who doxed me in Croatia, the other person who got, my other channels banned, I got another channel taken down, this channel taken down, that channel taken down, this, person finds my name online, then gives it to this person, then these guys are, and it's just like, I'm not here for all that. You see, revenge is Revenge is a dish best served cold.